we will create a mock resume using a table. The biggest benefit for adding a table to a Word document is providing a visual grouping of information, as you can see here. They look great because they give a distinctive structure. If you're formatting a lot of text, like in a resume, using a table helps you to organize and align content very quickly and very efficiently. The rows and the columns work well to create sections for different segments of information. As you can see here, each segment in our resume is formatted uniformly. Each row contains the title and its associated information are distinctly aligned. Today, we will be creating a mock or a make-believe resume of John Smith. We will use the letterhead that we created in Word Assignment 3 template. And we will also use the file resume_raw text that we have downloaded from the canvas. So let's begin working on our resume. Okay, so here we are, the end product. So before we begin working on a resume, we need to open the template that we created. So let's go to the File Explorer, to the CIS folder, where we had saved our template. So I went to CIS folder, Word Assignment, and I'm going to click open the folder Word Assignment 3 template where we saved our template, and we are going to double click to open the template in Word. And as you can see, since it's a template, it is called document 6. It's a fresh new document. So first we are going to save it. So we'll go to File, we'll go to Save As, and we are going to navigate to our CIS folder, the Word Assignment, and this time we are going to click open the Resume folder, and we are going to save it with a last name, first name. So sen_Rubes_Word Assignment _5 resume, and we are going to save it. And I'm going to zoom. All right. So here we are using our template that we created in assignment 3. So first and foremost, let's change the name. First name is John. Since we're creating a make-believe resume, we are just calling it John Smith. And next, we are going to hyperlink these two objects. So let's go and browse to the internet, and let's travel to South Mountain website. Let's click on this copy it, click on the URL address, and then navigate back to our document, and let us select the portfolio first, the text, go to Insert, and in the Links group, click on the down arrow of Link and insert the link. You can see text to display is portfolio, and you are assigning a URL address to hyperlink the text to. So we will right click and paste it, and OK. Now it has turned blue because it has been hyperlinked. We will do the same thing to the object. Insert and link it. So both these two, the object as well as the text, has been hyperlinked to SMCC website. In real life, if you're using the template, you should hyperlink to the portfolio website that we are building for this class. Next, we are going to link email, the text. We'll go to, first we're going to select the email and then navigate to link, click on it, and we are going to create a mock email, that is john@gmail.com, and we will just go OK. We will do the same thing to the object. We will click on it, select, then insert, and we will write the same thing, john@gmail.com, and there we go. So we have hyperlinked both these texts. So we are going to select the text and change the color to back to the white, and we will select it and back to the green. All right, so here we are done. Next, we are going to insert a table. So let's go to insert and let's go in the table group. We will click on the down arrow and we will click on insert table. So we have 2 columns and we have 5 rows, but we will go for 2 columns and 3 rows at the beginning. So let's go to number of columns 2, number of rows 3, and we will go OK. So now we have 3 rows and 2 columns. Okay, so first we should write the word objective, uppercase objective. So we have written the objective, and let us check out the end product. We are going to type in the first paragraph, communication graduate seeking entry-level television broadcasting position. So let's go back to our working document, and my cursor is clicking on objective, and I'm going to hit tab and I move on to the next cell in the second column. So I'm going to start typing. Let's zoom in. Communication graduate seeking entry-level television broadcasting position that will utilize my strong production, comma, interpersonal, comma, organizational, and computer skills. So we need to type in communication graduate seeking entry-level television broadcasting position that will utilize my strong production, interpersonal, organizational, and computer skills. I did not hit enter. I just typed all those words at a go. All right, we have typed in the sentence for the objective. Now let's go and look at the end product, and we see we have education, experience, other employments, and additional information as titles. So let's enter these words. So let's navigate back to our working page. My cursor is blinking right after skills. So I'm going to hit tab on my keyboard. I navigate to the cell which needs to have an input of education. So education, tab, experience, tab, other employments, tab. So as I tapped, there's another row which has been added automatically. You could also add a row. Let me go back, and you could also add in numerous way another row. So we can go through the plus sign and we can click on it, and there is a row just after the employment row. Also, we can, let me undo it, we can also right click and click on insert, and we can choose the options from here: insert row above, insert row below. I could have gone. Also, you could have the tab, and if you press the tab key, there is another row automatically appears. So we have education, experience, other employments, and we will go and write in additional information. So we don't need this row. This is a redundant row, so we can get rid of it by right clicking, and we can click on delete cell. It gives us an option, delete the entire row. We can click on it and we can go this way. Okay, so now that we have all the titles, let's make it bold, as well as let's make all these words uppercase. So we are going to select all of them, and let's go over here in the font group, click on change case, and we can click on uppercase. All of them will become uppercase. Next, we are going to make this bold, and we will use the format painter in order to assign the same formatting to all of these. Okay, and hit the escape button in order to get off the format painter mode. So here we are. Next, we are going to open the raw text only document that you downloaded from the canvas. So I'm going to go to my file explorer, navigate to my CIS 105 folder, Word assignment, and click on resume, where we downloaded resume raw text underscore only docs. So I'm going to click on it. And now what I'm going to do, for each of the titles, I am going to copy the associated information and paste it. So let's select the education, and I will copy it, Control C, navigate and click on the cell and paste. Don't worry about the formatting. We will come to that later on. Let's do that to the next one. So let's go over here, copy it, click over here in experience and paste it. I could paste it here. Okay. Next, let's go to the other employments, copy it, navigate back to, and choose keep the source. Keep text only. We don't want any formatting to be copied, and paste it. Copy, paste. Okay. So we are done with copying and pasting, and now we are going to format it to look like the end product. Now that we have populated the columns with text, let's start formatting. But before we start formatting, let's take a look at our end product. And here we have the end product, and we can see the column widths are different. Our width for the objective education experience is much more broader than over here at the end product. So we are going to fix those column, that means shorten the column width, and also make the column on the right hand side a lot more wider. So let's do that first. Let's go to our working document, and first and foremost we are going to navigate to Home tab and enable the show and hide so we can see the paragraph marks, as well as we will go to View tab and check the ruler so that the ruler is visible to us. That will help us to shorten or size up the columns. So now let us make this column a lot more shorter. So as I take my cursor to the line that is dividing both the columns, you see that my cursor has changed its shape. So now I'm going to left click and drag it so that my column gets shorter, and I'm going to drag it to 1 inch, a little bit more than 1 inch, and I will leave it there. Next, let's go and check out our end product. As you notice, in the end product, there is paragraph spacing before and after. So I'm going to change the borders over here to the generic border so that I can explain visually the paragraph spacing of before and after. So first, to change this, I'm going to select the table and I'm going to go to borders down arrow, click on it and go for no borders. And then I'm going to choose a generic line and then go again down the border and assign all borders. So now we can get a visual image of this paragraph spacing between the paragraphs in these columns. So let's go and understand what do I mean. So if I click over here and click on layout, we see there is before there is a 12-point spacing, and after the paragraph there is 12-point spacing. And here, if I click over here, there is before no spacing and after there is a 12-point spacing. And it is very similar over here. The first line has 12-point after, nothing before, and the end paragraph, the last paragraph in each cell, has 12-point after. So let us assign these formatting to our working document. So I'm going to scroll up, and as I scroll up, I see that there is a enter space over here. So I'm going to get rid of it. I do not want any space before I start assigning those 12 points. So we should see the whole document. All right, we don't have any space. So I'm going to select and go to layout and click before 12-point and after 12-point. Do you see? So there is space before 12-point and there is space after. So next, I'm going to assign a after 12-point to the first line of each cell. So I'm going to have my cursor at the end of the first line and then just increase it to 12. So there is space between the first line and the second. And I'm going to make it bold. I'll go home and click on bold. So this is the formatting, and I'm going to copy this formatting using the format painter to assign the same formatting to the first line of each cell. So I have to be selected, and then I go to Format Painter in Home tab and double click on it so that my cursor turns into a brush. I scroll down and I will select each of the first lines so that the same spacing are assigned to each of the sentences. So the first line over here, yes. And this does not have the spacing. It just has the after spacing over here. Okay, so I am going to hit the escape key and get out of the format painter mode. So now I'm going to assign after spacing to the last lines of the cell, okay, of each cell. So I'm going to click over here and I will navigate to layout and I will assign 12-point. Let's go down, click over here, the last line, and after spacing is 12-point. Click over here, after spacing is 12-point. Let's click over here, after spacing is 12-point. Okay, so we are more or less done with the spacing. So let's go back and look at our end product. Next, we are going to assign bullets to the bulleted list. So education has bulleted list as well as experience, the other employments and additional information. So let's do that. I'm going to select and I'm going to navigate to home and I'm going to go and click on the bullets over here in the paragraph group. And the bullet has been assigned. But the bullet is indented on the right side. I am selected. Here, if you see in the paragraph group, there are two tabs, which is one is increase indent and one is decrease indent. So we are going to decrease the indent. So as I click on it, it shifts towards the left. That means it has decreased the indent. So I'm going to assign the same formatting to all these paragraphs. So I'm going to obviously copy the formatting, use Format Painter, double click. It didn't happen. Use Format Painter, double click. Yes. And I'm going to select each one of these paragraphs. It has taken off that 12 points. So let's go and after spacing. So let's do it one by one. I'm going to select home and I will assign the bullets. I will decrease the indent. I'm going to do the same thing to these two sentences, bullet and decrease the indent. Now it has lined up very well. Okay. Let's go and take a look at our end product. And the end product had two lines on the top and two lines on the bottom. So let's change this end product. So first, when we assign any formatting to the table, we need to see that we have selected the whole table. So we will select it and go to table design, and we are going to click on border down arrow and no border. We are going to again click on the down arrow of borders over here and go to border and shading. We should see it is none. Let's go and select the double line, change the width to 2/1/4, change the color to the same blue as the template header, blue accent 1, darker 50%. We should see to it again that we click on none. And then in this part, we click on the top and you can visually see it, as well as the bottom. And you should also see it is applied to the table. And go OK. So now I have, as you can see, two lines. One is at the top, one is at the bottom. So let's go and look at the print version. Here it is. So let's go to our working document and assign the same formatting. So as we can see that we need to have two lines which are double lined, and we will get rid of the generic lines for this table. So now we are going to assign the two borders on top and on the bottom. So let's do that. So first, let us select the table so that the contextual tab of table design and layout pops up. And we are going to go and click on the down arrow and we will go no border. And as you can see, with no border also, we see that all the paragraphs are aligned very accurately. So let's assign the top and bottom border. So I'm going to select the table and click on the down arrow of the borders, go to borders and shading and choose the double line, increase the width to 2/1/4 point change the color to blue accent 1, darker 50%, and click on None. And then on the right side, we click on the top, and you can see visually also that it has assigned a top border and the bottom border. And you should see to it that it is applied to the table, and click OK. And here we are. We have border on the top and border on the bottom. Next, we have seen that this column is shaded, so we should select this column and we should go to the shading down arrow over here in the table design contextual tab, shading. Click on the down arrow and choose white background 1, darker 50%. And here we are. So before we color the page gray, we should do a spell check. So we will go home and we will click on the editor over here. And there are 6 total suggestions. So let's go to spelling first. South Mountain should be written this way. So we accept it, accept, click on it, accept. Let's see. We have punctuation convention suggestion. So we are going to click on it. There is comma missing in meetings. We will take the suggestion, comma missing in sound and Photoshop. And now we have 0 suggestions, and you will get a notification you have finished reviewing editor's suggestions. So we will go OK. So we can close the editor's task pane and let's go. And let's see to it that our table is centered. So we are going to select the whole table and click on center. So it is centered. Next, we are going to click on show and hide to get rid of the markers. And here we are. The last step is to color the whole page gray, as well as save it again as a PDF file. So we are going to be clicked on somewhere out of the table and then click on Design tab. We should go to the down arrow and we should choose this color, light gray, background 2. And here we are. Let's look at our document. Go to print, and this looks pretty good. Next, we are going to save it as a PDF file. So we will go to File, Save As, navigate to our CIS folder and to the resume. And here we are going to save it with the same name, but we will change the Save As type. We will go to the down arrow in Save As type and click on PDF. And we are going to click Save. And the application that opens the PDF file will pop up and you can get a review of the, let's close it, the whole thing. So this is the end of our lesson 5 resume.